Hello YouTube, back in again with another video. I'm going to be doing a non-custom duel. The deck that I'm going to be playing is going to be something unique. It's my Element Saber Mystic Mind deck against my opponent's Divine Herald, or I could assume Herald Agent deck that he's playing. And it sounds interesting, like the name, Element Saber Mystic Mind. The reason being is because my deck is reliant on field spells, and you mainly want to draw into them to help you get certain effects that will help you depending on the situation. You play Mystic Mind defense. You use Mystic Mind for in defensive situations, and use the Palace of the Elemental Lords for your offense. And that's what the deck offers in terms of like capability wise and consistency and meta relevancy, but overall, this deck will not be able to compete with the majority of the meta since it's not as relevant, like I said before, and doesn't have any particular cards that can help be able to manage to be able to play at a higher pace. And I do manage to send 2 equip spells from my deck to grave using a Soul's effect, special summon Aina. Aina's effect will discard Molehu, which is searched by Soul, special summon Lapalia from my grave, and I'm able to go into Link 4, and I'm going to be playing with my Appaloosa, which will be placing in the extra monster zone. She gets 3 counters, and I'm going to equip her with Moonmere Shield, which is a very awesome combo, which you understand why. So not only will she be able to overcome any monster she battles, she has 3 negates as well. And you'll see it from here. My opponent has a lot of normal summons, so he's going to use Earth's effect, but in response I'm going to negate with Appaloosa to ensure my victory will be a lot much closer. I'll be closer to beating him, but because of his normal summon pretty much stopped him from there, but if he matches special summon, he can be able to go off on his link plays, anything that is in his extra deck that he can match summon with ease, which he has right now. So we matched summon level 10, Masterful Hyperion, which is very new. He pretty much came from the structure deck. So I have 2 effects to worry about, but I personally would not use Appaloosa's effect on his first effect because I only have 2 effects and his additional effect, which can pretty much banish a fairy monster from his hand or grave to banish one of my cards. So I got to be very careful. And it is a quick effect, so it's really scary. Only if I activate a card effect. But from here on out, like with Moonmere Shield on the field, Appaloosa is pretty much the strongest monster right now, so I just got to be sure to carefully use her effects wisely, so I don't end up getting myself screwed. And he's still thinking, no, I'm just going to fast forward. He'll attack into my Appaloosa, but then he'll chain with Hyperion, but then in response, I'll use Appaloosa's effect to negate, and he has no choice but to battle my Appaloosa, and he'll take 100 points of damage because Appaloosa will always 100 points be stronger than the monster pass, thanks to my equip spell. And he's being a little slow. I'm just gonna fast forward it and he sets a card. I activate Reinforcement of the Army. He has no response, which is true because like I said, I can only figure out my opponent's hand at the end of the duel, and the only way I can see is if it's on replay. So I'll manage to see the cards he already has on replay. So I'll use Neospace Connector, special summon Dolphin. Dolphin has another incredible effect, discarding 1 card from my hand and being able to pitch a card that has a monster that has the least amount of attack compared to the monster on the field, and I can basically choose the monster that's in his hand. I could to send the Divine, which I'm going to be sending the Diviner from his hand to grave, and he'll take 500 as well. So with this field, going to my other assault, I can possibly put my opponent at a huge disadvantage. But it's also going to be hard to decide what I want to go into my extra deck. So from here on out, he's going to activate Fallen Sanctuary. He has this card the card has some pretty big text, but here it's pretty optimal how he gets to play it. Not only is it Sanctuary in the sky while it's on the field or grave, it's basically an infinite impermanence, which is pretty annoying. So you can activate this effect during either player's turn, and then pretty much putting him at an advantage as well. But considering the monster I already have on the field and the brick that he has in his hand, but even though he has a spell that he just set, pretty much can help him turn around. But it all depends how I play this out. So I'm just gonna I still gonna continue. I haven't proceeded with my other Link summon, which I'm about to commit to later. So I'm obviously gonna go with the same combo. Aina, just pitching Malou from my hand to grave, special summoning my Napalia from my grave to field, and I'll be most likely. And he does not admit thus sad because at the same time I do understand he had nothing. There's pretty much nothing to do. He could be patient and wait for the next draw. Hopefully, could possibly change the tides of the duel. He could possibly draw into something that could get rid of my monsters, but because Yu-Gi-Oh is unpredictable, let's be honest. But I'm pretty sure he feared the fact that I was most likely going to another Link 4 because he has no. It's really scary. Just be real. It's very scary facing against two Link 4 monsters. Link monsters are very powerful, so it's just that Aoi managed. He could not be able to overcome that, and the fear got to him. So he was more worried that even if I could not possibly kill him this turn, that either way that my Link 4s will have some, like, I still have one negate left, but it's just that my Link 4s in general can pretty much handle whatever he throws now, because his fear, you have to, in order to do something, in order to challenge my Link 4s, you have to have a lot more cards on the field. He only has 3, he'll draw 1, which will equal 4, although it'll be equal to my Link 4 monster's rating, but at the same time, it would just not be enough to, how would I say it, like, amount to putting pressure on my field and putting pressure on my life points and being able to come back and turn the tables around. So he feared that just because I was going to my second Link 4 monster, that it would pretty much be enough to pretty much scare him out of the duel. And who knows, I personally feel he maybe had a chance. I don't know what he could have drawn into. He had this card in grave. He could pretty much, I don't know, like, yeah, I assume he doesn't have any agents, but he could still manage to get rid of my monsters if he just played it safe and then just waited on his next draw. But it didn't seem like he wanted to determine that, but felt like it was all already over for him, even though I could not just remove all his life points, even though he wouldn't have lost that turn, and he would still remain like alive in the duel, and depending on the draw, who knows. But I can't really force this duel on him. But again, he decided whether he wanted to quit. I didn't pressure him, but at the end of the day, it's a game, and you don't know who's gonna win, who's gonna have the advantage. It all depends on luck. That's what Yu-Gi-Oh is about. And considering my deck isn't highly like relevant, it does not match with the meta, cannot compete with the meta. This is just something to play for fun. Even though I have Mystic Mind, be real, that itself is a meta card. But my deck is not entirely meta, but I play it simply because I want to stop the meta as well. Especially if you can think it's fair to summon a bunch of monsters and be able to have a bunch of disruptions where I can't do anything, where I have an empty field and you have an easy advantage, I might as well play Mystic Mind while you're in your comfort zone. So to even the odds. And again, hope you guys enjoy the duel. Hope you understand based on my lecture. It was too long, but also be sure to check your notifications. Comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.